when they're up against not Anthony Richardson, not Caleb Williams second start, not Trevor Lawrence, not Drake May. This has been a very favorable quarterback run.
This is the week, Green Bay week. Green Bay's a really good football team. You've got to go up there
test now.
In a hostile environment. I think that's going to be a great atmosphere. I think that, both teams are really, really good. I think both teams are going to use this as a litmus test to where they are. Good Monday morning, everybody. John and Lance along with Del for the next 3 hours here on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. I'm live at Highland Pines Golf Course where the Dan Pastorini tournament will take place today. So a big day out here, big night last night at the Marriott Waterways where they raised a lot of money for the Dan Pastorini Foundation, which goes to children who really need it, who are special needs. And touching stories last night. It was a great night and a lot of money raised, so that was a lot of fun. Hopefully Dan will get here. I talked to Todd Callis last night. Hopefully he is going to get here. I saw your boy Sparky over there, Lance. He was good. Kevin Eschenfelder, all there. Pastorini was there. All kinds of people there that were helping to. Goose Gossage, I got to sit down with him for a while last night. That was fun. It was a fun night. So they're going to be here today, and hopefully, man, Goose Gossage, the stories that this guy can tell, and he don't hold back now.
He played in 70s
he's
and
about
80s
old
MLB.
school
He's
baseball.
Going to have stories.
Oh, yeah, and he's old school baseball guy. He said he learned about baseball in a bar with Dick Allen. Dick Allen took him under his wing when he first got up with the White Sox. Back in the day, I think late 70s, and Dick Allen was there, and he said every night he'd take him to a bar, and he said I learned baseball sitting there and drinking with Dick Allen, and he said got me to the Hall of Fame, got him to the Hall of Fame. So I hope he can get here.
You've been in bars drinking for years, right. And you're in the Hall of Fame.
I got to the Hall of Fame. That's how I got to the Hall of Fame.
Don't sell yourself short.
No. That's how I got to the Hall of Fame as well.
How people get to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, me and Goose Gossage. Same thing.
If you get to a bar, you got a chance to get in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, yep.
I'm just going by the numbers.
We are going to, two right here. Right here.
I'm just telling you, I'm a numbers guy, and the numbers tell me that your odds go up.
And you guys can stop with the Johnny Wood and all the Hollywood stuff. If you see my shirt right here, it's a bunch of the state of Texas, okay? It's the state of Texas all over this shirt. The guys from
if you're one of the 117 people streaming right now.
Yeah, right. You can see it. Well, for those of you that can't see it, that's on you for not being here on the stream. So you can see, yeah. So it's an awesome shirt. It's the guys from Jack Golf. They do a lot of great stuff. As a matter of fact, I met the guy here the first time was here.
Say it fast.
Pines. Pardon me?
Say it fast.
Jack Golf.
Okay.
Yeah. Jack Golf.
Okay.
And who's a perfect wearer of it? Me. Okay. Jack Golf. Yeah. Right. Exactly. So that is happening. Our Houston Texans offensively looked great. Will Anderson Jr. looked great. Neville Hewitt had to come in because of the injury to Azeez Al-Shaair, and he played pretty well. He made a lot of tackles. He was around the ball a lot. They just did a good job without Kamari Lassiter. They did a pretty decent job. It was actually Stingley that got beat on the 35-yarder before the half. That was him for
Butte. He got run by.
LSU violence on violence.
No,
LSU violence.
Butte would be an NFL, if not for his character, he would have been a more prominent player. He's got talent. He just low character guy who. Yeah. Man, the stories behind the scenes about he didn't want to play because he didn't get his. He's one of those that thought he had a certain amount of money coming and didn't get his money, and so he just basically kind of shut it down for LSU. It was
his last year there.
But he's talented.
Was awful.
But he's talented, but still, Stingley getting run by like that, I was like, ooh, wee, and separated too.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? Nitpicking. But they look pretty damn good offensively now. Joe Mixon just brings a different level.
I want to ask you something. I'm not, it's a 20-point win on the road. You'll take it. I tell you, I don't know. You want my honest opinion? You come out of there and Drake May puts 21 on you, and actually started off poorly. I thought this is going to be a disaster, and then he got better. Like they kept him throwing shorter stuff. They were smart with the play calling. He took what was given to him. I was a little, I don't know. Eric Murray had trouble on coverage. I was a little disappointed defensively. I mean, that right tackle is atrocious he got the brakes beaten off him by everybody. Will Anderson, Daniil Hunter got one. Like, the right tackle is terrible for the Patriots. So I don't give you a whole lot of, I'm not going to give you a bunch of cookies for beating him. But offensively, they put points up. They had a lot of times where they were in favorable positions because of turnovers, at least early on. They had 2 long runs. One was over 50 by Dameon Pierce. One was, what was the other one, 70? Like how far? No, both of them were over 50. One for Joe Mixon, one for Dameon Pierce. That's like 110 of the rushing yards. They didn't run it as, I don't know. I just came away from this game. I mean, it's 41 points. You won by 20, and just watching the game, you take away a couple plays, and this was not quite as dominant as you would think by the score.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hesitant. You know what? It's the NFL. The other team does have players. Not that they have any good players on the offensive line. They're just, you had a 59-yard run and a 54-yard run. And that was, I mean, you still had, that's 103. You only had another. You had another
59
80.
And 54 is 113.
Yeah, but you got 192 total. So you had another 80 yards. So 79 yards. So that's pretty good. I mean, I don't know on how I think we're
carries,
nitpicking a little bit too much with this team.
I know what you're saying. I mean, I'm sure. 26 carries. How many yards did you say?
There were 28 carries, 192 yards, 6.9 average. Of course, you did have the 2 long ones, but Goodman Wale had 2 carries for 8 yards. CJ 3 for 7. But there's nothing. Listen. They did go stale in the first half. Touchdown, and then missed field goal, interception, punt, and then the end of the half. I mean, after that first couple of drives, they let them back in there, especially at the end of the half with the touchdown pass over Stingley. And it's a 14-7 game.
But I didn't feel threatened. I mean, I didn't feel. To me, the easiest money in the whole entire world was Texans -2.5, the halftime line. I just thought, this is a joke. I mean, the Texans are still clearly way better than the Patriots, and they got their touchdown. Then the Patriots had a turnover, or was it a field goal at the end of the half? No, they got a touchdown. Then in the third quarter, it was a touchdown, and then you had the field goal after a turnover, and then they had another turnover. You got another field goal, and it was. But once it got 27-7, I knew it was over. The Patriots then scored again on Hunter Henry touchdown pass, but the Texans. It's nitpicking. I'm just. All I want to say is it's a good win. Anytime you go on the road and win by 20, it's a good win. The Texans are now 5-1. I mean, this is their best start, and they've only done this twice in their history.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a special announcement. I love Coors Light. I've always loved Coors Light, and I always will love Coors Light. I'm doing my job, keeping Texas chill. Are you? Are you doing your part? Do your part. Keep Texas chill.
When they're up against not Anthony Richardson, not Caleb Williams' second start, not Trevor Lawrence, not Drake May. This has been a very favorable quarterback run.
This is the week, Green Bay week. Green Bay's a really good football team. You've got to go up there
test now
in a hostile environment. I think there's going to be a great atmosphere. I think that both teams are really, really good. I think both teams are going to use this as a litmus test to where they are. You really haven't. Listen, the gauntlet of quarterbacks that we were expecting this football season. It just hasn't produced yet. It just hasn't. You thought
well, you didn't
Anthony,
think that. I didn't think. I thought, man, you're getting Anthony Richardson on his 5th start ever. You're getting Caleb Williams his 2nd start ever. Like I thought, Jacoby Brissett or Drake May. Like I didn't think this was going to be a hard one. Sam Darnold. I thought Sam Darnold would be one of the biggest layups of the year. Potentially.
Yeah.
So
you didn't get
I
the
didn't
best
think
Josh Allen
be,
that you could. You
frankly,
didn't get the best.
Trevor Lawrence has been the worst of the group.
Yeah, he was bad again. Holy crap.
Lance, to put a fine point on your eyes may be telling you something that the numbers didn't. The Texans had 3 explosive runs when you include the 20-yard touchdown run by Joe Mixon. They had 59 yards outside of 3 runs on 25 carries. So what you were feeling through the game was, sure, these 3 plays hit, but every other time they were trying to run the football, it was just barely over 2 yards.
25 of the 28 carries averaged less than 3 yards a carry.
Yeah, so they got their explosives, and that's kind of how the game went.
Yeah, and CJ with one of his lower passing totals in a long time at 192 yards, 3 touchdowns, an interception. I came away from this thinking, yes, it's a good win, but when you get right now, my expectations are way higher probably than some fans who are just thinking, I'll just take a division title, will be good. No, I'd like to see them challenging for a Super Bowl appearance, and to do that, you're going to have to play. I'm holding them to a little higher standard. That's all.
Well, listen,
they
did this. The New England's got a pretty good defensive football team, right? And you can't just discount. Okay, we'll take out the explosive plays. I mean, the explosive plays really count. And he had a short field quite often because of the turnovers as well. Listen, they took care of that business. That was another. Here comes the gauntlet. Okay, first you got Green Bay and Love. We'll see what happens if it's going to be Richardson or Joe Flacco. But then you got Aaron Rodgers. Then you got Detroit.
Jared Goff.
Yeah, Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Then you've got one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now in Dallas. And this is so this is the gauntlet right here, the first gauntlet that you're going to face, and then you get a little bit of break, Tennessee and Jacksonville, and Miami, and then you got another gauntlet again in Kansas City and Baltimore. So this is the
easiest part of the schedule.
I don't know how Mike McCarthy keeps his job today.
Jerry Jones has already asked. He said there's no way he's getting rid of him. Don't even ask. He's absolutely not getting rid of him, and that's it.
I don't know how. You know what? And a lot of people are calling for Jerry to just step down because it's so bad. How awful are they getting blown out again at home? They're embarrassing.
But they've got a quarterback at least, so they've got solid standing. Listen, they missed a lot of players. They were very injured. It doesn't matter. You should never get embarrassed like that.
No,
everyone has injuries. Everyone has injuries.
Well, and it's not just that. Even if they were Micah Parsons, they were terrible at home defensively with Micah Parsons on the field. I mean, that defense is one of the worst in the NFL. One of the worst in the NFL. I can't wait to go play them there. That's not a litmus test on anything. That's one of the worst teams in the NFL. It's got to be one of the worst home teams in the NFL, as bad as they are. They are awful. That was just embarrassing yesterday. And, boy, how bad did you feel for Aiden Hutchinson?
Oh,
holy crap.
Man.
That was awful. That was like a UFC fight, where the guy whips his leg and holy crap.
It was Snacks told me it was exactly what happened to who was it? Anderson Silva had that happen to him.
Yeah.
He kicked.
Yes.
And then his leg shattered and went sideways. That's what happened to him. It was I haven't heard that because it's a lower leg like that. My guess is he'll be out for the year. I mean.
Oh no! Oh, absolutely, he's done for the year.
Well, I mean, he's
going to be in the next season.
Broken tibias are 6 to 8 usually. They're not as they're not as drastic.
That was immediate surgery. Broken tibia.
Right.
Yeah.
Clean fracture, but I don't know. I mean, look, we're already getting into we're getting to mid-October, so yeah, I think he'll be done for the year. I don't know if it's going to be as long as you think though.
Really?
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
that looked like an Alex Smith injury.
Well, his involved multiple ligaments and multiple.
Yeah,
that was just a clean fracture.
Whew,
So it looked really, really bad, but I don't know that it's going to be. I don't know that the timetable is going to be as drastic as you think, though. But it was horrific. I think if he tapes it up, he could play next week.
Yeah.
Get some shots, pour some beer on it, tape.
Let's go.
A couple braces.
That's the way to do it. Pour some Coors Lights on.
If there's anyone who's going to do that, it's Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh, no kidding.
I can get out there and get you one sack. Well, Aiden, let's just take the rest of this year off. But Cowboys, sorry, we're not making this an Aiden Hutchinson thing. I am going to officially petition that the Cowboys be removed from the state of Texas. This is embarrassing for us.
Yeah.
I Googled Ted Cruz wasn't there, so you don't have any excuses. I don't want to ever hear about Ted was there and we were hurt. No, you were hurt, but Ted wasn't there. I could tell.
Ted was there. Goodness gracious, we're blaming every loss, every embarrassing loss on Ted Cruz.
Well, he gets a lot of them.
I know he's responsible for a lot of them, but not everyone.
2 of his last 13, I think, or 2 and 13 in his last 15. So it's like if you wanted to use that as an excuse.
That many wins.
No, I didn't. I don't know where the wins were.
I haven't seen those.
But the Houston Texans were like, man, they were, they weren't as sharp as you'd like. They won by 20.
Yeah.
You got beat by, what was the final total on that one? 42 or was it 38? Or they didn't give up 50, which is a good thing. I thought they were going to give up 50. Detroit only got to 49. So in terms of positive things, Detroit wasn't able to get to 50. Jerry said everything's fine. We're going to stick with our head coach, and you've got your quarterback tied up for years with an enormous contract. So me, and CeeDee Lamb looks totally engaged in football right now.
Oh, he hates it.
Yeah, no, I think you guys are in
good
shape.
Yeah. No. He's the next hamstring. Trade me.
Oh, no, and he just got a new contract too.
I know. Hamstring, trade me. That's what you're going to see out of. He's going to pull. Devontae Lamb is about to pull one of those. I got to get out of here. Boy, did he look like he just hated his life.
His body language is terrible.
It's awful.